Weather Channel, tonight at 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8th. You're watching the Weather Channel. Live by it.
Cool, windy day yesterday in the nation's capital, but it looks like D.C. and most of the Northeast is in for a change. We'll let you know what to expect ahead on Weekend Outlook.
Plus, finally a break for those of you in southern Florida. The rain seemed to stop, at least for an afternoon. Will the dry streak continue? Find out just ahead.
Live from the Weather Channel, this is Weekend Outlook.
And hello and welcome to Weekend Outlook. I'm Mark Mancuso.
And I'm Melissa Barrington. Thanks a lot for making us a part of your Saturday morning. Well, starting off this morning with a look at the Midwest. Those of you who saw the Cubs beat the Braves, you did, didn't you? You stayed up last night to watch it.
That's some parts.
Well, you knew it was kind of a chilly evening here in the Chicagoland area. Today, though, expect mild temperatures, if you can call it mild, highs near 60 and partly cloudy skies. Now with a quick look at what's happening around the country, here's Mark with a look at today's Big View.
And on our Big View today, we're keeping an eye on a cold front making its move through the Midwestern United States. That will continue to slide its way into the Northeast today. And with that, we'll see some windy and wet weather traversing the Appalachians and heading into the big cities of the Northeast. So as we take you through the day today, this front will continue to move right along. Meanwhile, in the Southwest, scattered showers and thunder showers, they'll be affecting you in New Mexico. Rest of the country, pretty much on the dry side. Let's look at the big view now with our regional view. Here's Melissa.
And we take you first into the northeastern U.S. where you're going to need those umbrellas today. A damp day in store for you. Look at temperatures, too. Also on the cool side, only in the low 60s at best here in Boston, New York City. Lower 50s, though, around Buffalo and also around Pittsburgh. Already showers working their way into areas of the Northeast this morning, so you're already waking up to damp conditions. Not good news if you're out here in the Northeast or also across parts of northern New England. Looking at the leaf color, of course, with the wet conditions, careful on the roadways there could be some wet leaves, and of course it makes split conditions. Tonight, temperatures don't really drop off during the evening hours a lot, except for Buffalo and Pittsburgh. We drop off into the 40s. And then as we look ahead to your Sunday, well, it might be better for checking out some of those leaves. 61 here in Boston and New York City. Still some lingering showers, though, across parts of northern New England and also into portions of western New York State, including those of you around Buffalo. 50 degrees, 54 here in Pittsburgh, and only 48 for your high tomorrow in Alpena. But at least it'll be kind of a half and half weekend for most of us. Now let's check out areas further to the south. Here's Mark.
Okay, and as we take you to the southeastern United States, well, we are looking at some pretty nice weather in the Miami area. Yesterday, finally, the rains let up, and we had a great day for baseball, and the Marlins fans went home happy as they pulled it out in extra innings. And they'll play again today. Is more rain in the forecast? Well, let's check it out for you right now. And looking at the weather in South Florida, be another warm day in the upper 80s around Miami. Just isolated afternoon and evening storms. So all in all, it does look pretty good for the ball game here this afternoon. Headed farther north in Atlanta should be a great day for tennis. While off to the west, we'll see showers and thunderstorms sneaking their way out of New Mexico, North Texas, and into southern Oklahoma. So if you head out this evening, looks like some wet weather will be hitting you on I-35 and I-40 in Oklahoma. Those temperatures as you head out this evening will be mild from Dallas to New Orleans in the 70s. 65 in Atlanta is not bad, while in Orlando and Miami we'll still be running in the mid to upper 70s. Looking ahead to tomorrow, looks like another great day in the southeast here, pretty much drying out in Florida. But here comes that rain, showers and storms spreading from Dallas to Memphis. So it looks like the weekend ending on a wet note in the southern plains. How about conditions farther north? Here's Melissa.
Well, improving conditions for anyone that's headed to the Cubs game later on this afternoon at Wrigley Field. Will the Chicago Cubs get game number 3? That's the big question. 56 only today in Chicago, and you have strong northerly winds, so bundle up if you're headed out to Wrigley Field. Across parts of the UP of Michigan, northern lower Michigan, we may see some morning rain and snow showers, and then it'll all change over to rain as temperatures warm up during the day. If you can call this warming up, 50 degrees in Green Bay, 68 in St. Louis, and 74 in Kansas City. Come tonight, though, we'll still see some lingering showers across areas of northern Michigan. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies across most of the Midwest. Omaha looking fairly dry here for later on this evening. 61 degrees as you're headed out and about for those Saturday evening plans. Of course, a lot of fall festivals going on today, and of course, we may even have kids going out to check out their pumpkin, getting ready for Halloween. Sunday's forecast here much quieter through the Midwest. We're looking at plenty of sunshine. 59 in Chicago, 67 in Louisville, and 76 degrees in Kansas City. Now, Mark has the start of your city view, taking you first to New York.
Okay, let's take you into New York City today, where we do see the threat of rain in the forecast, and already a few early morning sprinkles have been popping up here on the Connecticut coast, but the main area rain, that's coming in from the west. You can see it easily here on the radar. Coverage widespread here in eastern Pennsylvania, now moving into New Jersey. So if you are headed out today, you will need the umbrellas because it promises to be a blustery and showery late morning and afternoon. So the area forecast calls for temperatures to be hovering in the low to mid 60s. Gusty winds up out of the south here, keeping that mild air in place. But the rain will be moving in, so it looks like pretty much a sure thing today with that wet weather. Looking at our day part for New York City, throughout the afternoon hours, you'll have those showers to contend with, and during the evening, we'll start to see the precipitation taper off after 8 o'clock or so. Temperatures, again, hovering in the upper 50s to near 60. In Chicagoland, well, all the wet weather has slipped off to the east here. Northwesterly flow, that's evidenced on the radar and through here. So it looks like it should be a dry day in Chicago. And the Cubs and Braves, they're playing again today, a matinee affair. And it does look like it should be a nice afternoon for baseball. Let's show you how nice it will be. And there you can see it. The temperatures will be hovering in the mid-50s this afternoon under partly cloudy skies. Then as we take you through the evening, it'll be cooling off. So if you're headed out to the Lincoln Park area, bring along a jacket or a pretty heavy sweatshirt because it will come in handy. That's a look at New York and Chicago. Now here's Melissa.
Well, there's much more ahead this morning on Weekend Outlook. Coming up later this hour, it's Saturday, and of course that means college football. We'll have the pigskin forecast coming up in about 10 minutes. But first, a cold and windy day around metro area D.C. yesterday. All that's about to change. We'll show you what's in store next for the Northeast after your local on the 8th.
The workplace changes. Styles come and go. Dickies workwear stays true to its roots. Then, now, and far into the future. Dickies, a legend in work.
Dickies, a legend in work.
Store
purple and gray, the color of the train XV90.
The exact color.
But this is lacking the heavy steel insulated cabinets for greater heat circulation.
Of course, Mildred, it's a blouse.
I'll tell you, not every furnace has a variable speed motor to prevent torque pulsations.
Torque pulsations? That's making me frisky.
Must be some furnace. The Train XV90. It's hard to stop a train. Now you can get up to $1,000 cash back on a complete Train XLI system. Rebates on other products will vary. Offer ends soon. Call participating dealer for details.
See your yellow pages for the Train dealer nearest you.
Why is Jell-O introducing 100-calorie smoothie snacks? Because something magical happens when you blend just the right amount of fruit with the right amount of milk and just the right amount of smooth. Something that makes people go, stop for a second and go, again. Oh, the spoon wants some more. Give some to the spoon. No, the spoon. Good. New Jell-O smoothie snacks. Because it's magic. Because it's Jell-O.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s.
Chilly temps in and around the Metro D.C. area yesterday. Today, though, it looks like it'll be a bit warmer. Forecasts calling for a few showers to be rolling in throughout the day, so you might want to bring along the umbrella. Look for a high in the upper 60s and a low near 51. Speaking of the Northeast, it looks like the region is in for a change here soon. We've had that persistent trough here the past 10 days. Well, it looks like that trough is going to be moving out, and as it does, high pressure slides in. So the cool air that's been flowing into the region will start to change. Looks like some moderating temperatures are on the way as the flow starts to turn more westerly. And with that high pressure aloft, chances for precipitation going down. So it's been a little wet and cool here with both rain and snow, but it looks like precipitation shuts off, temperatures rise. And welcome back to Weekend Outlook. I'm Mark Mancuso. It's time now to get a check on this morning's travel conditions around the country. Melissa joins us now from the travel desk. Good morning, Melissa. What's it looking like today for travelers, especially in the Northeast?
The Northeast actually looks very soggy, especially for folks who are trying to check out some of the leaves later on today and check out some of the secondary roadways. Take it easy. If you're planning on flying today, no problems right now at the airports. However, come later on this afternoon and this evening, there will be an impact here across areas of the Northeast, including those of you around the New York City area, a moderate chance here for some evening delays. And also around Albuquerque, New Mexico, some scattered showers and storms may also give us some fits here as we're trying to make our way to the airports. In the northeastern U.S., as you're traveling along I-95 from New York City down towards Philadelphia and D.C., do expect to see some wet road conditions already. A lot of wet weather ongoing right now as you're waking up early this morning along the I-95 corridor. You can see lots of showers are pushing their way towards the major cities, including those of you in New York City. It's going to be a short time here, maybe an hour or so before that rain works its way in. Showers are generally light to moderate, but they extend all the way back towards Lake Erie, so it's going to be with us throughout the day. So do expect to see wet roads all day long, and also just be prepared for a little extra time as you're trying to make your way to your destination. As we take you along the I-80 corridor in parts of Pennsylvania, already quite a bit of shower activity right now to the west of New York City, around Bloomsburg, over towards Du Bois and Pittsburgh and Youngstown. Cleveland, right now not raining. However, we could see some lingering showers in effect here for you today, generally on the light side. So you can make your way over towards South Bend, Indiana. Well, conditions will start to dry up a little bit, but just to the north of I-80 here, we will see some scattered showers from time to time. So don't expect it to be a completely dry route today. Along I-40 as we travel into portions of Tennessee, looks like a pretty good ride from Memphis over towards Fort Smith, but as we work our way into western Oklahoma, we're looking at some scattered showers. Right now there's some wet weather as you work your way into parts of northern Texas as we speak, so the showers will continue to advance their way eastward throughout the day. Otherwise, well, let's take a look at some events across the country. We have the International Balloon Fiesta in Albuquerque. Showers and thunderstorms, 65 degrees for your high today. At the Tampa Boat Show, well, pretty nice if you're headed here. Partly sunny skies, high for today of 88, morning low of 71 degrees. And overall, not a bad day if you're headed down to Tampa, but if you're headed to the Tulsa State Fair, well, this looks picture perfect. Couldn't ask for better weather here, Mark. Lots of sunshine and 75. Well, maybe you're not headed to one of these events. Maybe you're headed to a college football event. Well, here's Mark with more on the forecast.
Okay, thanks a lot, Melissa. Yes, it's time to check out those big college football games for you today, and we have 3 huge games for you. And we'll start you off with the Tennessee Volunteers taking on the Auburn Tigers. This is an evening affair, and it's being played at Jordan-Hare Stadium. First time these teams have met since 1999. Believe it or not, the Vols have won the last 4 meetings here. Forecast couldn't be better for football. Temperatures will be in the mid-60s, skies mostly clear, winds light and variable. Hey, a Big 12 opener here for Kansas State and the Texas Longhorns. Longhorns are going to try and hook them here. And it does look like that the weather should be pretty good here in Austin, Texas. This is an afternoon affair. Should be pretty warm with partly cloudy skies and a gentle southerly breeze. One more is the Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. Listen real loud. You can hear the woofing as the Bulldogs kick it on off here between the hedges this afternoon. Temperatures should be in the mid to upper 70s. A pretty nice day for football. Big SEC matchup. Last meeting between these two, Georgia won in Tuscaloosa by, I think, a score of 27-25. So it should be a great afternoon and evening of college football. That's looking at college football forecast. Now here's Melissa.
All right, thanks a lot, Mark. Well, there's much more ahead coming up after the break. Well, we're already into the weekend. What are you wondering what the week ahead is going to look like? We'll find out in your weekly planner. Then at 6:45, if you plan on hitting the road this morning, you'll want to stay tuned. We'll be back with the latest details on this morning's travel update. Plus, it's up, up, and away. We're hitting those skies over Albuquerque. Find out why. But first, stay with us. Your Local on the 8th is up next.
History repeats itself. Repeats itself.
Come on, history should be exciting. Come see what we mean at the Louisiana Purchase Bicentennial. It only takes 5 courses to master Louisiana history. Appetizer, salad, entree, you get the idea. Join us for more than 600 Louisiana Purchase events all across the state. For your free tour guide, call 1-800-73-GUMBO. Royal Caribbean International now sails from New Orleans. Call today and get out there.
Come celebrate the bicentennial of Louisiana Purchase in 2003.
Dear DirecTV, cable says reception quality is poor with satellite TV. Lies! My reception is way better with DirecTV than it ever was with cable. Sincerely, John Amenta. Did I capture the guy's anger? Yeah? Thank you.
Act now and get a 3-room DirecTV system, including equipment and installation, free.
Cut!
Tonight at 8 p.m., watch Storm Stories.
Relive the power. Hurricane Andrew is now making landfall
Of the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history. Devastation.
Plus, a tornado rips through a house,
Throwing mother and daughter 300 feet. How did they make it through?
The house basically was gone.
Watch Storm Stories on the Weather Channel. Tonight at 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Is this how you trim your lawn? Or is this your method? Why hassle with trimmer spools that tangle, jam, and never work? Make your life easier with the Weed Thresher, the fast and easy system specifically designed for your gas-powered trimmer. Ordinary trimmer spools jam and get tangled, and those expensive plastic cutting blades can break and shatter. Weed Thrasher's monster cutters are tougher. They can't tangle. They last a lot longer, and installing them is a snap. Extra tall grass? Give it a thrashing. Annoying brush? Give it a thrashing. Through this special TV offer, you'll get the Weed Thrasher head and 12 tough monster cutters for only $19.99. Call now and get rush delivery absolutely free. As a preferred TV buyer, ask your operator how to get free monster cutters. So order your Weed Thrasher now.
To order the Weed Thrasher, call 1-800-417-5858. That's 1-800-417-5858. So call 1-800-417-5858.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8th.
Here's a check on your weekend headlines across the country, and showers are in your forecast across areas of the Northeast, and cooler conditions are pushing their way into parts of the Midwest as precipitation slides its way eastward into the Northeast. Those of you in the Northeast, get ready for a reinforcing shot of cool air that folks in the Midwest are already going to experience later today. Well, good morning and welcome back to Weekend Outlook. I'm Melissa Barrington. Now, are you wondering what the week ahead is going to look like? Well, here's Mark with a look at your weekly planning.
Well, it looks like we have a little bit of suffering to go through before we see the light at the end of the tunnel here in the eastern United States. We still have this highly amplified flow through the weekend here. And with a highly amplified flow, big ridge in the west, big trough in the east, you tend to see temperature extremes. So the flow coming right down out of Canada into the eastern U.S. means it'll still be cold. Lake temperatures still warm. So as the cold air comes across the Great Lakes, you still see a lot of clouds and showers here, and right beneath the trough here, you still have a lot of lift. So that spells trouble with cold and wet and wind the next couple of days, combination of all that. But with time, we start to get the trough out of here. The flow starts to flatten out some, so that means temperatures will start to rise across the Midwest and East this week. So warmer and drier air starting to move on in. With the ridge overhead, tend to have some sinking motion, so that will promote the drying. In the west, though, where we've had the big ridge, we'll start to see the trough move in. So we just see the opposite here. We'll go from very warm and dry to eventually cooler and wetter. So the weekend looks great in the west if you're checking out the fall foliage. In the Northeast, a wet day for the leaf peepers, but tomorrow does look much better. Near the lakes, though, we'll have those persistent showers, could even have some snow mixed in. It will be that cold. Across the south, little energy moving out across the I-40 and I-20 corridor from today through tomorrow. And that means there is the potential for some wet weather, scattered showers, thunder showers. They'll be making a move out of New Mexico and Texas across the deep south into Monday. That zips out of the picture, and by Tuesday, we're back to that dry pattern in the southeast. Notice in the west, though, with that trough moving in, we'll start to introduce more in the way of wet weather. The Pacific Northwest turning unsettled around Seattle and Portland, with rain in the valley, and in the mountains, it'll be cold enough for snow, so it should be a pretty sight here later in the week with the golden aspen and a little bit of snow on the ground. But back east, the dry and mild air moving in. Well, with the cold months ahead, many homes get shut up to keep the cool temps out. And as a result, the quality of the air inside your house could become compromised. Home expert Danny Lipford shows us how to improve the air quality inside your house.
To protect ourselves from the weather and to save a little energy, we've progressively made our homes tighter and tighter over the last 25 years. The result is that our indoor environment is more comfortable than it's ever been before, but it may not be that healthy. By sealing out all of the environment, we're also sealing in contaminants that can lead to questionable air quality. Now, changing your air filter on your heating and cooling system certainly helps, but many homeowners are finding that additional air cleaning methods are needed. Room air cleaners are only marginally successful in filtering out contaminants and allergens, and they tend to be very noisy. The ideal solution is to clean the air as it is exchanged through the heating and cooling systems, and there are now systems available to do this very effectively. Now, these air cleaning units connect to the return air through a series of ductwork and forces the air through several filters, including the very important HEPA filter. Then it returns the air to the system for distribution throughout the house. Some units will exhaust stale air to the outside and bring back in fresh air to augment the filtration process. Now, if it's very cold outside, you can fit the units with a heat recovery unit that will warm the air as it is reintroduced to the inside so that you're not overloading your heating system. But the result is you have a cleaner, healthier environment for you and your family.
I'm Danny Lipford for the Weather Channel. For more home improvement tips, visit DannyLipford.com. And for weather info, weather.com.
Well, there's more ahead on Weekend Outlook coming up. This hour, we're tracking at least 4 tropical systems. We'll have the latest coming up.
Stay with us. Look on the 8s is next.
This program was brought to you by Delta Faucet. Delta, beautifully engineered.
Isn't it nice when things just work? All day, every day. And you feel confident you made the right choice. Nothing works like a Delta faucet. Delta, beautifully engineered.
Happy birthday! So, where's the cake?
We're not having cake.
Uh-oh. Yummy!
What do I want in a Glade plug-in? Well, it'd be fresh. What about a night light? A bright one that goes off when you don't need it and doesn't block my outlets. Nobody else can say that.
Glade Plug-in's Extra Outlet Nightlight. The only one that freshens, brightens, and doesn't block your outlets.
Plug it in, plug it in. Now that's a bright idea.
Plug into Extra Outlet Nightlight. S.C. Johnson Family Company.
Come on, Nate. You're gonna be late. Okay.
Get out of bed! Get out of bed! Roxy! Get on your feet!
Sometimes moms need a little help getting their families going. That's why every morning should begin with Florida orange juice. The best start under the sun.
Oh, we just showed you the weekly planner weather. Now let's check on those temperatures for you. And with our flow flattening out, all that chilly air that moves into the east for the weekend, that'll be moving out of the picture for the upcoming week. So hang in there. Milder times are ahead. We'll feel it in Chicago on Monday. And then that spreads its way into Ohio on Tuesday and into the Northeast Wednesday and Thursday. Meanwhile, in the Northwest, where it's been so warm so long, now we start to see temperatures cooling down to fall-like levels.
Well, coming up later on Weekend Outlook, well, you'll love them, so you just can't leave them. We'll tell you how to travel with your pets in any kind of weather.
Knew in an hour I'd have a room full of kindergartners waiting for me, and I didn't think my car would ever start. Luckily it did, and I drove to AutoZone. Eugene said, let's test the battery.
It needed to be replaced.
AutoZone had the right battery for my car.
She'd never installed a battery before.
He came out to my car and showed me how easy it was to do.
And she was on her way in no time.
Turns out, I was the one who learned something that day. always go to AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
To find an AutoZone near you or to shop online, visit AutoZone.com.
Land's End, this is Joanne. May I help you?
I'm wondering about some shoes that I saw online.
Yes.
They're hand-sewn. Do those come in maybe a slip-on?
We have some clogs that are hand-sewn also. The mocks are $29.50, but the clogs are $24.50.
Those are both really good prices.
They're great, and they're just awesome shoes.
Maybe I'll just have to buy in bulk then, you know?
Different colors.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt.
Hand-sewn mocks, weather-resistant suede, $29.50. Get yours at landsend.com.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s.
Some rainy weather in Chicago as folks there got ready to sit through last night's playoff game. Will there be more wet weather today? Find out ahead on Weekend Outlook.
Also ahead, New York City is waking up to clear skies this morning. We don't expect those to last very long. We'll tell you what's moving in coming up.
They're on the way for much of the Midwest and Northeast. We'll tell you what to expect when Weekend Outlook starts, and that's right now.
Live from the Weather Channel, this is Weekend Outlook.
And hello, welcome to Weekend Outlook. I'm Mark Mancuso, and for Bob Stokes.
And I'm Melissa Barrington. Thanks a lot for making us a part of your Saturday morning. Well, our big story today, a cold front that's ushering in cold air and rain into areas of the Northeast. Yesterday, for example, folks in D.C. saw clear skies and cool temperatures. Today, though, a little bit of a different story. Expect mostly cloudy skies and a few scattered showers. Don't forget the umbrellas as you make your way out the door. Highs in the upper 60s. Now here's Mark with a look at today's big view.
Oh, what a beautiful scene that was. And a lot of people are saying, oh, make it last through the weekend. Well, it looks like it'll be a 50-50 weekend here in the east. Today is the bad half because we have the wet weather coming in. Gusty winds this morning out of the south pulling some milder air in, so it's not as chilly. No record lows in the east today, but with the southerly breezes, we are transporting a little moisture. And with the front coming through, we're lifting it. So we'll see some wet weather coming into Philly, New York, and Boston. And that's bad news in Boston for Red Sox fans. Red Sox Nation will have to sit through some rain this evening here as this cold front comes on through. So this game could be delayed, maybe a similar scenario to what we saw in Chicago last night. Meanwhile, off to the west, the front dangling down through North Texas. Showers and storms will creep out into Mexico into Oklahoma. But aside from that, the big view looks pretty dry from the plains into the south. Now with our regional view, here's Melissa.
And we take you first into the northeastern U.S. where many of us are waking up to a damp start today. Not yet in New York City. However, the rain isn't far away. It's already raining in Allentown, for example, and also in Harrisburg. So today, if you do have fall festivals to go to or any type of fall activity, of course, with the fall holidays coming around, we usually have lots of activities to do here. And even the leaf peeping, peak leaf color here across the northeast. A damp day, though, and coolish. 62 in Boston, 52 today in Pittsburgh. Later on this evening, though, still a chance of some showers lingering across portions of the northeast. Then tomorrow, though, the sun is going to reappear here from Washington, D.C. up towards Boston. Looks like the second half of the weekend will be nicer. However, upstate New York, still some lingering showers. Now let's go ahead and take you to the south. Here's Mark.
Okay, and if you're around South Florida, a lot of excitement here these days as the Marlins are playing some great baseball. Yesterday, they were victorious at Pro Player there as the San Francisco Giants came to town. Great day for baseball as we saw mild temperatures and mostly dry weather. Looks like more of the same as in the offing for today. More great baseball and more great weather. Let's take a look at that forecast for South Florida. Just isolated storms expected here. Should be mild, a nice breeze coming on in. So if you're headed out to the game this afternoon, Pro Player, well, it looks like in upper 80s. Orlando, great day to hit the theme parks here. Head out to Disney World, Universal, and off to SeaWorld. Looks good. Atlanta, heading up the road there to Athens, getting ready to do some barking. Well, the weather looks great. Dallas, it should be dry, should be great in the hill country. Big game here in Austin as the Horns try to hook them today as the Wildcats come to town. Head out this evening, Peachtree Street in Atlanta. It looks good. Nice mild air temperatures, and not quite as cool as what we've seen. It'll be in the mid-60s. Very pleasant in Orlando if you're checking on one of those shows there. Meanwhile, it looks good in the Alamo City if you're headed on out to the River Walk. And as we check on your Sunday, how does it look here? Well, it looks nice in the southeast. Beautiful weather, Atlanta and Charlotte. Meanwhile, to the west, changes coming. Wet weather coming into North Texas. Looks like some showers and storms around Dallas. Now let's head north with Melissa.
And across areas of the Midwest, most of us looking at a pretty decent day. Lots of sunshine here, but on the coolish side, we had reinforcing cool air push its way through. Only 58 in Minneapolis if you're headed out to Wrigley Field here later on this afternoon. 56 degrees, and there will be a pretty stiff northerly wind, so be prepared as you're sitting at Wrigley Field. 52 in Cleveland, maybe some morning showers, and also around Louisville, only 64 degrees today with a chance of a few showers. Tonight, though, we'll see generally dry conditions. Hopefully, folks here in Chicago will be celebrating the Chicago Cubs win later on tonight. However, we're looking at some lingering showers across parts of northern lower Michigan. Overall, though, most of the Midwest is looking at dry temperatures. This evening, though, a jacket or sweater will definitely be necessary. 61 here in Omaha, 59 as you head out and about in St. Louis. Tomorrow, though, a spectacular day throughout the Midwest. Lots of sunshine here through the Great Lakes, though, still on the cooler side with highs in the 50s. 67 in Louisville, 76. Looks like a spectacular day here shaping up in Kansas City. Now let's take you to our city view, taking you first to New York with Mark.
Okay, if you're a Yankees fan, maybe a good day to be indoors watching the game today as the Yanks taking on the Twins, and I'm sure they're going to see those hankies flying everywhere, but it might be a good day to sit and watch the game because rain is on the way. You see it moving through Pennsylvania, so it looks like that'll be here by late morning. Forecast calls for mild airs, nice southerly breeze. Nice to head out early this morning, headed down to the bagel shop, but this afternoon promises to be wet. And as we head our way through the afternoon into the evening hours, the showers will be with us, but they will be tapering off tonight. So after 9 o'clock or so, it should be pretty much drying out. Temperatures again hovering in the upper 50s to near 60. Down the road to Philadelphia, in the city right now, it's still okay, but headed down the main line here. Here it comes, the rain rolling on in. And it does look like showers in the forecast for Philly, too, with mild temperatures. Now here's Melissa.
Well, coming up on Weekend Outlook, what will Tropical Storm Larry's legacy be? Stay with us, though. Coming up next, your local on the 8th.
This program was brought to you by Cream of Wheat Hot Cereal. So good to hold on to.
Can be hectic, but there's always time for a healthy breakfast. Cream of Wheat gives your family calcium they need. Cream of Wheat, it just might be the most comforting part of the morning. In the beginning, it's always the same little lullaby, the same special toy, maybe the same expensive diapers to stop leaks. Maybe not. Things change, so change to Love's. They cost less, and they're guaranteed to work on leaks, or your money back. Just call their No Leaks phone number. Where else are you gonna get a guarantee like that?
I can't even guarantee I'll get a shower every day.
Live and learn, and then get Love's.
Did you know the air in your home can be up to 5 times more polluted than air outside? That indoor pollutants like dander can aggravate allergies and trigger asthma? What can you do? Get the Filtrete Ultra Allergen Reduction Filter. It's up to 30 times better than all other 1-inch filters at capturing airborne dust, bacteria, and pollen. And it meets Health House guidelines. If you don't take care of the air in your home, who will? Filtrete filters from 3M.
It's time to pick favorites at Red Lobster. Choose freshly breaded shrimp, delicious shrimp scampi, or one of our bold new tastes. Mix and match any 2 dozen for $9.99. 2 dozen shrimp, just $9.99. Now at Red Lobster.
Share the love.
Bill, we have a bachelorette party that wants to find a great hotel in Florida, and money's tight. Destination Orbitz.
Well, sir, our new hotel matrix is loaded with options. I just negotiated another Orbit Saver for a hotel in Miami. In fact, Hunt and Star are there right now.
This Orbit Saver hotel's amazing. Close to the beach, and the view's magnificent.
It certainly is.
Aye, Candy. The bachelorettes will be pleased. Another mission accomplished, Bill.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s.
Here's a look at your 2-day trend across the country. Showers in the forecast today across areas of the Northeast. Still warm in areas of the Northwest and another shot of cool air in the upper Midwest. Buffalo, expect to see a wet Saturday, even a few storms around Miami. Milwaukee, though, expect temperatures to run about 15 degrees below average. And in Phoenix, Arizona, well, expect temperatures to be near average. Well, good morning and welcome back to Weekend Outlook. I'm Melissa Barrington. Well, Tropical Storm Larry is still hanging out in the southern bay of Campeche, but its heavy rains are flooding parts of Mexico. Overflowing rivers are threatening houses and schools and businesses. Many people are being asked to move to government shelters. Now, to make matters even worse, the rain from Larry is coming in the middle of what is traditionally the area's rainy season. Now, the rainy season could last through the end of October. Of course, we'll have more on Tropical Storm Larry at 50 past the hour in our Tropical Update. Now, for those of you who are traveling today, well, let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Mark Mancuso, who has the very latest on travel conditions. And Mark, would you say the Northeast is probably the messiest locations?
It's going to be the messiest place today for sure, Melissa. We'll have a combination of wind and rain moving on in. So that could lead to some potential delays at some of the hubs in the Northeast today. So if you're taking that trip up into New York or Philadelphia, there's a potential for some delays here. We're not looking for any major impacts, but again, when you have rain and wind and lowering cloud ceilings, that could lead to potential problems. So we'll keep an eye on that in New York and in Philadelphia. Atlanta, though, looks like smooth sailing here. This one's a no-brainer. Great day for travel. But if you head down the interstate, head down the Mass Pike and over towards the Thruway here, we are looking for wet weather to be moving on in. So it certainly will be a soggy ride today. Don't look for any snowflakes to be flying here across the upstate of New York like what we saw earlier in the week. Meanwhile, to the west, rainy this morning from about I-71 in Ohio points east, but west of here, it'll start to dry out from Toledo over towards the Chicagoland area. As we travel our way down through the mountains of the east, I-81 promises to be a wet ride. Taking the ridgetop ride there from Scranton down to Harrisburg, it's going to be cloudy and foggy and rainy today. Give yourself some extra time. And as you head your way down towards the Shenandoah Valley, should be a nice dry ride on 81. In the southeastern United States, looks pretty good here for the most part. In Florida, isolated showers and thunderstorms could be popping up here down around Alligator Alley, Tamiami Trail, maybe the southern tip of Florida's Turnpike. Traveling north, it looks good right up through the old Palmetto State. South Carolina looks like a nice ride today, traveling up towards the Florence area. Soggy weather, we'll find that moving through Oklahoma, taking that ride from Oak City down to Dallas. Showers and thunderstorms will hit you. But once we get south of the Metroplex, it should be a nice dry ride. A couple of events we have going on for you today. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, we have that International Balloon Fiesta. Unfortunately, thunderstorms are in the area. That could lead to some problems with that. Temperature is mild in the mid-60s. Meanwhile, on Monday in Boston, we have the International Boat Show. This one always a good one. Partly cloudy skies, pleasant temperatures, so all the rain of today will be long gone by then, and some beautiful fall weather coming in. And if you're in a NASCAR like Melissa, well, it looks like Kansas City's a place to be. Sunday, the weather couldn't be much better for this one. That's looking at travel. Now here's Melissa.
All right, thanks a lot, Mark. Well, the Europeans have been doing it for years. What have they been doing? Well, taking their pets along for the ride. But now more and more Americans are following suit. And travel analyst Alexandra Steele has some tips to make the trip a little bit easier.
You may be surprised to know that there are about 65 million dogs and 78 million cats in U.S. homes. And thanks to a new trend, many of them are getting to travel. For many people, their pets are family. So whether it's during the heat of summer or the dead of winter, when it comes time for a trip, no family member is left behind. If your trip includes a flight, check with the airline beforehand. That's because each airline has its own restrictions. For example, most carriers won't allow pets checked as baggage during the summer because of the heat. And during the winter, the cold is a factor. And a pet carried on must fit in a bag underneath your seat. If you're taking Fido on the road, there are some tips to make the trip a little easier. Keep your animal secure in the back seat with a harness or crate. Don't allow your dog to stick its head out the window. This could be dangerous. And never, ever leave your pet in a parked car, even with the windows down. In the summer, the temperature can quickly soar to 100+ degrees. And on cold days, there's hypothermia to consider. Also, make sure your pet is leashed before opening the car door to avoid a getaway. And you may want to make frequent rest stops for water and a walk. So if you're one of the 29 million Americans who travel with your pets, just remember, if you do plan ahead, the trip will be a success. For the Weather Channel, I'm travel analyst Alexandra Steele.
And coming up at 50 past the hour, a lot of activity in the tropics to tell you about.
And at 7:15, our Weather Channel road crew will take you live to the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. Will the weather cooperate for the opening ceremonies?
This program was brought to you by Pennzoil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Two more steps, guys. Come on, Mom.
We've been to the video store and the dry cleaners. I think we've been in the car all day.
Hard-working engines need a hard-working oil. Introducing Pennzoil's SUV, truck, and minivan motor oil. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Oh, not another cold sore. How long will it last this time?
Heal it with Abreva. It speeds healing like a prescription without one. It's the only non-prescription that's FDA approved. So you're you again faster. Abreva speeds healing like a prescription without one.
Tonight at 8 p.m., watch Storm Stories.
Relive the power
Hurricane Andrew is now making landfall.
Of the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history.
Devastation.
Plus, a tornado rips through a house. Throwing mother and daughter 300 feet. How did they make it through?
The house basically was gone.
Watch Storm Stories on the Weather Channel, tonight at 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Is this how you trim your lawn? Or is this your method? Why hassle with trimmer spools that tangle, jam, and never work? Make your life easier with the Weed Thrasher, the fast and easy system specifically designed for your gas-powered trimmer. Ordinary trimmer spools jam and get tangled, and those expensive plastic cutting blades can break and shatter. Weed Thrasher's monster cutters are tougher. They can't tangle. They last a lot longer, and installing them is a snap. Extra tall grass? Give it a thrashing. Annoying brush? Give it a thrashing. Through this special TV offer, you'll get the Weed Thrasher head and 12 tough monster cutters for only $19.99. Call now and get rush delivery absolutely free. As a preferred TV buyer, ask your operator how to get free monster cutters. So order your Weed Thrasher now.
To get your Weed Thrasher and monster cutters, call 1-800-396-5599. Get a free upgrade to rush delivery and ask about free monster cutters. Call 1-800-396-5599.
Now, from the Weather Channel, here's your local on the 8s.
We have 4 tropical systems that we're closely monitoring on this Saturday. Hello and welcome back to your tropical update. It's now 50 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and start by taking a look first at the Atlantic Basin. We do have an area of disturbed weather south of the Cape Verde Islands. We also have Hurricane Kate that is spinning in the central Atlantic, and we're also closely monitoring Tropical Storm Larry, which is in the Bay of Campeche. So first, take a look at Kate. You can see it's had an erratic look over the past several days here as it's worked its way through the Atlantic. Right now, it's about 755 miles to the east-southeast of Bermuda. Winds at 115 miles an hour. Kate is the 3rd major hurricane of the hurricane season. It's moving to the west-northwest at 13. Kate does have a well-defined eye, and there's a trough, though, that's working its way across parts of the U.S., and eventually this is expected to turn Kate away from the United States and keep it out to sea and push it more towards the north-northwest. Of more concern, though, is in the Caribbean, and of course we want to take you to the Bay of Campeche here, where we're looking at Tropical Storm Larry, and the problem with Larry is that it is going to cause devastating flooding to parts of Mexico. Winds of 60 miles an hour. It is stationary, and it's expected to eventually drift its way southward over the next couple of days, and that means big-time trouble here for the Yucatan Peninsula. This could potentially be a disaster with the hills and the higher elevations, with flooding, of course, being of the main concern. Tropical storm warnings are in effect here along the Bay of Campeche, and also we have hurricane watches that are in effect. There is a very slim chance that Larry could develop a little bit more, but overall it is so close to land. we'll have to wait and see, but the biggest problems here will be flooding. Now, with a look at storm watch, here's Mark.
All right, thanks a lot, Melissa. And we'll start you up by checking on our potential for thunderstorms on this Saturday. And we see that in the southwestern United States and also in central and south Florida, but storms here should be isolated. Early morning lightning data does depict the lightning hits in northwestern New Mexico, so that could wreak havoc with that balloon festival. And as we go to our water vapor loop, see two features here. One's a big trough spinning through the Great Lakes. Looks like that horseshoe there. That will bring the cool air in and bring the wet weather to the northeast. And then you see a little spin over New Mexico, and that's where we see this area of showers and morning thunder showers. Northeast, no rain yet. Boston, New York, and Philly, but it's imminent. Looks like a good day to stay inside and watch the ball games. And in Florida, for the ball game here, looks like the weather should cooperate. Just a lot of high-level clouds.
Well, there's much more ahead in the next hour on Weekend Planner.
And we'll check in with the Weather Channel road crew.
But next on Weekend Outlook, the science behind the beauty of fall foliage.
Now, of course, it's time for your local on the 8s.
Wouldn't it be convenient if getting your weather was this easy? Now it is. Desktop Weather by the Weather Channel. Always right here on your computer with all you need for every kind of weather. Always on, convenient, free from weather.com.
The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station.
Tarpaulin gray, the color of the train XV90.
The exact color. But this is lacking the heavy steel insulated cabinets for greater heat circulation. Of course, Mildred, it's a blouse.
I'll tell you, not every furnace has a variable speed motor to prevent torque pulsations.
Torque pulsations? That's making me frisky.
Must be some furnace. The Train XV90. It's hard to stop a train. Now you can get up to $1,000 cash back on a complete Train XLI system. Rebates on other products will vary. Offer ends soon. Call participating dealer for details.
See your yellow pages for the train dealer nearest you.
Psst, Paolo, acqua da benedire, corri, corri. Vai! Paolo!
Paolo, sono in missione.
Shoes stink? Get new Fresh Force from Kiwi. A blast from the unique dual spray freshens shoes from heel to toe. Freshness that lasts all day for any shoe. Force the freshness in with new Kiwi Fresh Force.
Winds over 100 miles per hour. Cars blown off roads. And that's just an F1 tornado. Are you prepared? Go to weather.com/SafeSide for more safety information. Lowe's, a proud sponsor of Project SafeSide.
Come on, Nate. You're gonna be late. Okay.
Get out of bed! Get out of bed! Come on, see! Get on your feet!
Sometimes moms need a little help getting their families going. That's why every morning should begin with Florida orange juice. The best start under the sun.
Hi, folks. You guys obviously like Mexican, right? Wait right here. I am going to show you how to make great Mexican food with brand spanking new Pace Mexican Creations cooking sauces. For anything from classic tacos to sweet roasted onion and garlic fajitas. Anybody like fajitas? I can see the little nipper does. You just brown your meat, cook it in, and enjoy. Anybody can do it. Anybody. Hi. I gotta go.
New Pace Mexican Creations cooking sauces. Grab the Southwest by the bottle.
Well, fall is in the air and a sure sign that are the beautiful fall colors in Colorado. Well, good morning and welcome back to Weekend Outlook. I'm Melissa Barrington.
And I'm Mark Mancuso, and it's time to take you through the wonderful world of fall color. You know, a lot of people just love the autumn. They love the fall colors for you. And we certainly have some good conditions for this, as we have some nice sunny, mild days coming our way, and also some nice, cool, frosty nights. So that will help to lead to the brilliant colors.
Well, still to come, a very dangerous weather situation that many people may disregard.
Grandpa, how come you always chug him in a muesli?
So it won't get thick and gritty.
Mommy doesn't chug.
I found an easier way to take fiber. Benefiber.
It never gets thick like Metamucil can. It's taste-free, too.
Smart mommy.
Betafiber. The choice is clear.
It's time to pick favorites at Red Lobster. Choose freshly breaded shrimp, delicious shrimp scampi, or one of our bold new tastes. Mix and match any 2 dozen for $9.99. 2 dozen shrimp, just $9.99. Now at Red Lobster.
Share the love.
Let's see, I've got yellow pencils, yellow Post-it notes, yellow boxers. Yellow boxers.
$14.
Land courier, air courier, pedicure, reader.
$137.
2 printers, 2 scanners, 2 tutus.
$540. Keeping business expenses separate from personal expenses? Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Apply online for the MasterCard business card.
Tonight at 8 p.m., watch Storm Stories. Relive the power.
Hurricane Andrew is now making landfall
of the costliest